Hey, what's up, everybody? Um, hope everybody is doing well. Um, I'm just gonna do a chart watching session today. I probably won't even push the button to execute. If you guys saw the trade that I posted earlier, I already took a position in the futures market, pre-market, in the currency futures market. So, Euro futures was a trade I ended up hopping in. Earlier. And so really I just kind of wanted to take a look at what's going on in NASDAQ and then potentially do some, take some questions and just kind of map out to see what we wanted to see and see if that's going to play out in the markets this week. So traditionally Mondays are the days where I don't really trade that much. Um, so yeah, but I just saw the opportunity there this morning and took it only because it kind of played into my analysis for the week. Um, and most of the time I'm looking for the market to make a reversal halfway through the week, at some point during the week. Usually it's usually happens by Wednesday in the markets, and that reversal is usually what the overarching trend for the week is going to be. And this week I think it just happened a little earlier. So again, I'm just sitting out the rest of Monday just to kind of get a better understanding of where we're at for the rest of the week. I'm not saying I'm done for the week, but um, 10% return on a 10K account in a week is pretty good. Um, so if you're not familiar, I'm taking a challenge, no, not a challenge, but like a personal challenge, I guess, where I saw a article that talked about how the average American only has $10,000 in their bank account or less. So what I want to do is take a $10,000 account, it's a personal account, and really just see, kind of show people like what the potential of trading is, and then really just take that account between now and the end of the year and really grow it. So off to a really good start. Obviously, this year, obviously, there's going to be wins and losses, and so I'm going to document all that in TradeZilla. So TradeZilla is a basically an app or a website that you can hook up your trading accounts to, and it'll show you basically like the wins and losers for your account and give you a crazy amount of stats behind it. So that'll update probably at midnight. So I'll probably drop it in there after this week. But again, 10% return in a day on the first day of the count is amazing because the S&P average, right, is about 10% or 11% a year. So if you had $10,000 invested in the S&P, you would make about $1,000 for that year, right? So, um, and that's not counting the fees and all the stuff that they take out for managing your accounts. So that's why learning how to day trade on your own is really important. So also, if you guys can hear me, obviously my camera's off, but you guys can hear me, drop a comment in the box, just so you guys, so I know that you guys can hear me. So I drew this out in Pound Futures a few minutes ago prior to the news. So if you look at Forex Factory right now, we're in the middle of news. And so I'm bullish. So on the call, I told everybody that I would probably be focusing more on currency futures. So obviously, I'm still trading the markets, the futures market, but we'll be focusing more on currencies. Currency futures are pretty much the same thing as the forex versions of they're the futures versions of the forex market. So For instance, I'm looking at pound futures right now. It's basically the same thing as GBP USD, right? It's just a futures version. Um, Euro USD, right, is pretty similar to Euro futures. So again, same thing. Just I wanted to switch it up. One of the reasons again is because I've been focusing a lot on Nasdaq, and there's nothing wrong with Nasdaq at all. Like that's still my favorite to trade. It's still the most volatile. But I just want to show people again that's you learn if you learn how to trade anything, one thing you pretty much learn how to trade anything. There's a little bit different rules with each of them, but for the most part, um, they're going to operate on the same principles. So let me hop over to pound futures and I'll kind of outline what I was talking about. Sorry, I got the camera on. Man, I'm looking rough. All right, so let me go to pound futures. So ideally, on pound futures, I drew out a scenario that I wanted to see play out, where the market really runs into. Initially, I thought it was going to be this initial fair value gap, where it was going to take off and go. But obviously, in the price swing, this is something that I teach my students as well. Like when you have two fair value gaps, you plan for the first one, but then anticipate it going into the second one. So long term, this is where I want to see the market really run to. It's a lot of runway on this, both on the pound futures version and the GBP USD. So ideally, over the next few weeks, I want to see the market do this. Most ideal setup. So that means really I need to see the market really kind of start breaking structure and respecting higher time frame bullish liquidity markers. So dropping down, I had a couple levels mapped out that once price really takes out this high here, I'm going to be very, very bullish. It's going to take a while though, probably, to really jumping down. The reason I took the trade, and obviously, if you guys know anything about Forex, the futures are very similar. The currency futures are very similar. So Euro USD and GBP USD are going to be correlating most of the time. The reason that I took the trade on Euro futures, which is again same thing as Euro USD, is because I was getting more bullish sentiment on this versus what I was seeing on pound futures. I'm still bullish on pound and pound futures, but I just need to see more like bullish sentiment. And so actually, let me get rid of this. Actually, prior to the news that happened at 10 a.m., I wanted to see the market really drop into this gap and then look to go higher. So, let me get rid of some of this because this is tax visibility. Let's get this off the minutes. So ideally, I want to see the market really run up, respect this gap, and then find reasons to continue to go bullish. Whether or not it'll do that, I don't know, but you just kind of have to sit back and watch. Preferably breaks of structure are always a good thing too. So I know it's a Monday too, so if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to drop any comments in the box. But really, this is just going to be a chart watching session. Not not really inclined to push the button on anything. Going to Nasdaq. Over the weekend, I made a call where I wanted to see the market really return back up into this. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly really retest kind of this old imbalance, which will now be a potential inverted fair value gap. So ideally, I'd like to see the market really return to this. Let me draw this out just a little bit tighter. So see that, return to that gap, and then go. And then also in the middle of this gap here, there is a volume imbalance here too. So whenever you kind of see overlapping things, it's always a good sign. Volume imbalance, okay. So I'm gonna say volume, just say VI. Visibility, can I save as volume VI real. So again, I think we're bearish in the long term, to be completely honest with you. I would like to see the market really return to this level here and then continue to drop. Again, for the most of the time, Mondays are going to be my day where I just see if we're going to see where the market's, if it's giving us the first kind of like phase of what I want to see for the week play out. And then once we hit our certain levels, I'm looking to continue to uh, fall in line with that weekly trend once we hit our pullback levels. So again, if you're one of my students, this makes a lot of sense. But if not, then or if you're familiar with this style of trading, then cool. You kind of understand what I'm saying. So ideally, and I don't know if this is going to take, if the weekly move is going to be this reaching back up into here, but ideally, best case scenario, I'd love to see the market really return to this. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame on Nasdaq, got an order block right there too. This kind of signifies a little bit more. Also lines up with equilibrium too. So there's a lot here in this zone that I really like, that I like to see the market really kind of come up to. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to, but it just means like most ideal situation is this. So yeah. But nothing really that I want to like capitalize on. I'm feeling really sick right now because I think I probably would have doubled my profits on the euro long that I took this morning if I would have held it. But I think I exited somewhere around there. So where did I happen? Right here. It's 30 pips. And that's another 30. Yeah, so it would have been like a $2,000 day. Oh well. I think the important thing to know about trading is that like once you have your targets, you're never gonna make as much money as you can, right? In trading, like your targets will always, you'll never perfectly get out at the high, you'll never perfectly get in at the low, right? Or vice versa if you're shorting. So you got to be okay with what the market gives you, and that's cool. So like, or what your defined targets are. And so having, the worst thing you can do is come into the markets with no targets or no stop loss, no targets, because you're just kind of trying to ride the momentum, and it's a good way to lose everything in a trade. There's been plenty of trades where I've been up 1,000 and then down 1,000. If you guys look at what I put in the screenshot in the chats, I always make sure that, like, again, when I hit a certain level, I'm moving my stop losses into profit because, at the end of the day, like we work very hard um, as traders. You're stressed out during the trades. You're jittery sometimes if you think that it's not going to go against you. You're that whole time you're sitting in drawdown in the beginning part of a trade. You're nervous, like all that emotional stuff you're going through. So don't go through all of that and then walk away with nothing, right? So once you find yourself in profit, um, manage that trade effectively, right? Scale into more positions if there's the opportunity to do that. Manage your stop loss in a way that it makes it so um, you're you're getting the most out of your trades as possible. So also too, I don't know. Again, I dropped this comment in the box, but if you guys can hear me, make sure just anybody, doesn't matter if it could be like a quick yep. Just want to make sure that like actually people can hear what I'm saying. um I'm assuming you guys can because you would have said something by now, I think, but yeah, so I told everybody again, pound futures is going to be the one that I probably will focus on the most. And I think actually this is kind of what I wanted to see. I'm going to pause my screen really quickly. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm okay. I'm not going to take this. But ideally, this is what I wanted to see on Euro futures is really us respect this 4-hour imbalance here, right? Which is what we have been doing. And then really look for opportunities to continue to go long. At this level, I'm actually going to bring it here. Once we take out this high, this is really where I'm going to start looking for longs between this high and the overarching high, all-time high, not all-time high, but like the most recent price swing high. This is what I want to see. Price really run back up here. This will be a take profit. There's some other take profit levels that, like, if I'm scaling into a position, then I'll get out along the way. But ideally, this is kind of what I think the market's going to do. But kind of have to see the market respect a few levels. Make this green. Notice how price is respecting this consequent encroachment of this gap. So again, this dip into this gap was really caused by news. If you look at Forex Factory, we had a 10 a.m. red folder news. And so I want you guys to kind of learn how the news is used to kind of like trigger news, or the news is used to trigger price swings back to areas of, liquidity. So if I were trading, and one thing I'm trying to get better at doing is once I hit my goal for the day or the week, not trying to hop back in the markets. So I'll paper trade this for you guys. I forgot I had this. I took a $50,000 account up to like 150 million, just doing dumb stuff. Um, Nah, it's not probably something I can replicate in real life. But let me close that out. Oh, I can't close this out. That's annoying. All right, whatever. So it's just running. I don't care. So I'll show you guys. I'll go along with the concept. Stop loss will go here. My high of the day is here. So I'll let that run. And I could be wrong, but whatever. But I really want to outline a couple of things to you guys. So if I was taking the pound trade today, this is what I would be looking for. Again, I'm holding a bullish bias and really kind of starting with the top down. Again, just kind of showing you guys. I really think the market's going to reject from this overall imbalance. This is a weekly fair value gap. Ideally, I want to see this continue to run up. And the whole point of the whole reason for us trading is really just to catch, find the low of the week and find a potential target for the high of the week, right? And really just the goal is not to catch the top to the bottom, right? It's going to be very hard to do. But in between that weekly high and that weekly low, we're just trying to find a good price swing to get into, right? And that's everything that I teach is really just identifying that high of the week, identifying the low of the week, which is one of the witches are going to be our target. In this case, this is a bullish market, so the high of the week, potential high of the week is going to be our target, and really how to find long opportunities between that low and that high. So notice how the market is still respecting consequent encroachment. You're going to go negative in trades. That's cool. That's why you have your stop loss here. My stop loss is going to go underneath that low right there. The cool thing, I trade with a broker. Well, obviously, this is the paper trading account, but it shows up the same way on my AMP Futures account, which is what I showed in the chat earlier. AMP Futures is the cool thing about them versus like Trade-O-Vate is that they have that sliding feature for your stop loss, which is very convenient versus like Trade-O-Vate trying to just always put your stop loss in manually first. But you can adjust it like this. And once you're live in that AMP Futures, once you're live in the Trade-O-Vate account, then you can live in a trade, you can adjust your stop loss. But this you can just easily slide it. Like if I want to move my take profit, if I just want to exit out of my take profit there, I can just slide up like that and do it again, right? So I love that feature. I love AMP Futures because of that. But whatever. So let me hop to Euro and see what's going on there. So for all the students, again, we talked about stages of delivery, right? It's going to be the same thing when you're trading like currencies or future currencies or Forex, right? So market opens up here, 5-minute time frame, first stage of delivery. Jump to that 15-minute time frame right there. We traded into that gap. That was our second stage of delivery. That's what I call for New York. And then third stage of delivery. It's gonna be that 30-minute. Right. And now we're trading back into that 1 hour. There. So whatever. Let's hop back to Euro, GBP, USD. Let's see. This one. Some 51. So this is trading still around that consequent encroachment level. But even if this trade is not a winner, we're still kind of seeing what we want to see happen for the week so far. So again, on the 4 hour, we're respecting this overall gap, and that's exactly what we want to see. Um, so we'll see what happens. While you guys are in the chat, if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to, just as usual, just hop them in. They could be just general trading questions. They could be like, what are you thinking about when you're looking at this type of questions? But I also don't have a ton for you today. Again, the only reason I took a trade this morning was because I saw my setup kind of play out, and I saw exactly what we wanted to see from the market on euro. Otherwise, I'm most likely not trading on Mondays. So there's very, very, very few reasons why I do that. So we're waiting on that. Yes, it'll probably be a stop out, which is cool. Go to Forex Factory and see what's going on for the week. So tomorrow, it looks like there's no red folder news on the dollar. Same on Wednesday. 8:30 news for unemployment claims on Thursday. And yeah, that's it pretty much. So I would expect Thursday to be a decently volatile day. We're also entering the end of the summer, right? This beginning month of August has typically been my dead week. So I usually won't take any positions in August, but I'm gonna trade until the markets really start getting stagnant. They're still kind of volatile right now, and there's see a couple price swings where they could really make some noise. So usually when it comes to trading currencies, whether that be Forex or the futures market, my goal is really to be done by noon. And really the market really slows down going into lunch, and that's pretty much it for the day. So if you trade, currencies, your mornings your afternoons are pretty much free. And I love that about that market. Is that after about 1 o'clock, the market kind of slows down. Yeah. So also just make a note again if you are one of my students. I think the big thing is, a lot of times we get so caught up in like price swings. I wish I didn't put this. I mean, this position probably will win, but I kind of should have just focused more on the charts for today. But I want you guys to notice how price level reacts to certain levels. Again, consequent encroachment of a fair value gap, the low end, how it works the lows, how it trades down. See something that I missed initially, even right. So we have a volume imbalance right here. Right. So all these things are like things that you have to kind of continually watch um, as you're trading. And so it's, when the market just makes a huge sudden drop, like where's my arrow path? Okay. The market makes a huge sudden drop like this, right? Like, don't get scared. Like, look at what the market's showing you, like, because it's most likely running for something. Like, it's running for some type of liquidity. It's running for something. So Sheila said, how does currency pricing futures work? So one contract is equal to it's going to vary depending on the currency. Just euro, for instance, one contract is equal to 60 ticks or 6.25 ticks. So I'll write this out. One contract on euro is euro futures equals $6.25 per tick. There's 10 ticks in a pip. So if you remember anything about Forex, we know that pip is going to be the fourth decimal, like the 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal. So there's 10 ticks in a pip. So really, one contract is worth about $62 per pip. $62.5. And that is about the equivalent of trading like a 0.625 lot size on Forex. Right. So basically one contract of your Euro futures is equivalent to about a 0.62 lot size. You can kind of do the math from there. So it's it's about half, a little over half of what a normal Forex contract would be. But you just adjust, accordingly. Usually on a 10,000, like on the account that I took the trade on, I think I didn't have anything more than like 4 contracts. If you guys go back and look at the chat and screenshot, I had 4 contracts on, I think. Might have been 5, but I think it was 4. But it's not that much different. And again, TradingView, the cool thing about TradingView is that um, it will let you know, like, like if I tried to trade, it'll let me know what my risk is. Like, say I want to put my stop loss at like right where the stop loss is at right there. It'll say like it's 156 between this and this. So if I were to add another contract on, it'd be another $156. Yeah, so TradingView does all the hard math for you. You just kind of have to know. Um, where your take profits will be. This might be a loser, which is cool. I mean, it's a paper trade. Again, um I feel like enough people don't talk about this, but having a paper account, right? So the trade I took yesterday or this morning, like a couple hours ago, was on my real and futures account. But having a paper account, man, on the side that like, a lot of times what happens is traders kind of get addicted to action of trading, which is not a good thing. But like how many times have you won a trade and then you didn't quite hit the take profit that you thought it was going to hit? Your take profit is actually a little bit higher, and so you get out and then you hop right back in because you see the momentum keep going. Really disciplining yourself and like learning how to just have a paper account on the side is kind of prevents potential losses like you'd see here, right? Like if I lose this trade, it's just fake money, right? It's not the real $1,000 that I made this morning. So if you still have the itch to trade um, after you already hit your targets, just keep a demo account. And obviously, this shows that my ideas potentially fail too, right? So I don't shoot 100% from the field. I don't try to. Um, if I can shoot about somewhere between my average is about 66%. If I'm there, then I'm great. And so you just make sure that 30% of the time you lose, you don't blow your account. And then try to limit the amount of time that you're in the markets too, right? So like I might not take another trade this week, right? Um, I'm trying to slowly build that account. Um, and I would show it. I just can't. I think if I pull it up, my account numbers will be here. I don't know a good way to hide my account numbers. But I'll update the TradeZilla stuff too, so you guys can see it. But um, I'm trying to slowly build that account up, right? So like it's not about taking every trade setup you see, right? Like normally if you have a win for the day, like call it a day. Like don't try and overtrade. I'm really just doing this trade right here to show you guys an example of another setup that I thought could have potentially played out. But I'm not gonna risk my real money that I've made today for a setup that I was less certain about, right? Like I didn't even want to take this morning. So like I wasn't 100% sure about that. Um, so I'm not going to risk my actual money that I just made on a setup that I don't think is going to be 100% or has a high probability of playing out. I felt more strongly about the Euro one. That's why I went with that one this morning. Um, so yeah, I'll probably get stopped out there, which is cool. So again, when you have now, imagine how mad you would have been if you would have taken that account on your real account and you made that $1,000 that you just made this morning and then gave right back, I think, what, like a $200 of that or $150 of that. Yeah, you're still up for the day, but now you have a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth because you you just blew, some money that you made. And that can prompt a lot of other emotional things like trying to hop back in the market and try to make the $150 you just lost back. So it's like if you find a good setup, just call it a day. Don't try and run back in the markets. Keep a demo account on the side and have fun with the demo. Blow it up, you know, go aggressive, like all those little adrenaline dopamine rushes that you get from trading, like do it on a fake account or just don't do it on your real money, right? So like it's not worth this is not gambling. We're trying to actively make money, and that usually comes with trying to find the best potential setup. We hop over to NASDAQ. Okay. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot to see here, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't make it back up to here. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot here that I want to take advantage of today. So, ideally, I want to see the market again trade back here on Nasdaq. If you're looking at that, looking at Dow Jones, same thing. Um, the market really ran above this high and then kind of crashed, took this out. So I think we're probably going to head for more bearishness on this again, kind of like what I caught over the weekend. There's a huge it's right here. So again, I want to potentially see the market really run for this or this overarching fair value gap that's right next to it. So a lot of times you'll see overlapping stuff and it just kind of gives us a better sign that the market potentially could be running back up there. So ideally, this is no longer valid. So something like that. And then S&P. Same thing. We're really seeing a lot of bearishness. Yeah, so S&P, same thing, right? So we have this overarching imbalance here. Ideally, I want to see something like this happen. So with Monday being a bearish day, most likely we could see us just trade back in this range for the rest of the week before we continue to go short again. Uh, so we'll see. Hmm. A lot of times too, um, sometimes your stop loss isn't low enough and it'll come down there and just kind of wick out this low. So you should probably have a healthy margin between your stop loss and your entry. Just looking back at this GBP trade, um, I'm like relatively sure this is going to still be bullish, but we'll see. Oh. Yeah, so this happened at 9:30. Yeah, I think this actually might be a bullish week, which now that we've like shifted structure, is technically like a counter trend week, but low is 17,338 and low is 17,351. Oh, yeah. We're definitely coming back down here. So yeah, I will let this kind of mitigate itself over the next day or two, but I have a good feeling that we're probably going to come back down here, um, whether it be sometime this week, late this week, or next week. So Um, but yeah, I'm actually gonna log off because I don't think anything crazy is gonna happen in the next hour or so. Um, yeah, I'm looking at this pound future one more time. Yeah, I don't see anything I would want to participate in. And again, I already took the trade this morning, but I'm relatively certain that this is still going to go up. But we'll see. If not, it's okay to be wrong. It's just never okay to be wrong and not, protect your trades. So all right, so I'm actually going to log off. Again, this is August trading. Next month, September, the month of September is going to be crazy volatile in terms of like the market movements and things like that. So this month is really just going to be a slow grind, slow build, looking for the best possible setups and not trying to really jump at everything that we take. So again, started out the week in the month really good with this, you know, 1K trade. So I definitely want to build on that over the course of the next few weeks. I'll try to actually do some live sessions where I'm actually taking live trades instead of just kind of examples and things like that. So hopefully you'll see some actually live executions this month. And yeah, slowly but surely build the account up. So if you guys have any questions, y'all are free to hit me in the Telegram chat. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell because that way you'll know exactly if I go live if you miss it in the chat. So again, appreciate you guys hopping on. And if you always have questions as usual while I'm doing these trades, you feel free to hit me in the chat. But ideally, we're just we'll have a fun month. So all right, guys, appreciate it and have a good one. Thanks.